Canadian, please?
Pray to God the monarchy, the US has the money, but I know that you wanna be Canadian. The French will get the wine and cheese, koala chew with the Aussies, but I know that you wanna be Canadian.
Et si ce n'était pas assez, on a deux langues officielles, l'anglais et le français. Ooh la la.
Yeah, I know that you wanna be Canadian, please. Where else do you find mounted police or go to the hospital and not pay fees? I know that you wanna be Canadian, please.
And when freshwater's in high demand, we got the world's largest supply on hand. So you know that we can make a pretty good friend, but it's even better if you can.
Pray to God the monarchy, the US has the money, but I know that you wanna be Canadian. The French will get the wine and cheese, koala chew with the Aussies, but I know that you wanna be Canadian.
So you're thinking to yourself, how do I live in this beautiful country? Well, I've got some steps for you to follow.
Step 1, lose the gun.
Step 2, buy a canoe. Step 3, live multiculturally. Step 4, you ready? There is no war. We got beavers, caribou, and moose. We got buffalo bears and Canadian goose. And we're sorry about Celine Dion, but she did do that good song for James Cameron. Cameron.
Pray to God the monarchy, the US has the money, but I know that you wanna be Canadian. The French will get the wine and cheese, koala chew with the Aussies, but I know that you wanna be Canadian. The Greeks all chill with Socrates, can't build a wall like the Chinese, but I know that you wanna be Canadian. In Kenya they have safaris, we miss lots of other countries, but I know that you wanna be Canadian. Yeah, I know that you wanna be Canadian, please. Even if in winter things tend to freeze, we got the world monopoly on trees, and our country's bordered by 3 different seas.
Yeah, I know that you wanna be Canadian, please. We invented the zipper, we got expertise. We made insulin to combat disease. Yeah, I know that you wanna be Canadian, please.
Pray to God the monarchy, the US has the money, but I know that you wanna be Canadian. The French will get the wine and cheese, koala chew with the Aussies, but I know that you wanna be Canadian.
Et si ce n'était pas assez, on a deux langues officielles, l'anglais et le français. Ooh la la.
Yeah, I know that you wanna be Canadian, please. Where else do you find mounted police or go to the hospital and not pay fees? I know that you wanna be Canadian, please.
And when freshwater's in high demand, we got the world's largest supply on hand. So you know that we can make a pretty good friend, but it's even better if you can.
Pray to God the monarchy, the US has the money, but I know that you wanna be Canadian. The French will get the wine and cheese, koala chew with the Aussies, but I know that you wanna be Canadian.
So you're thinking to yourself, how do I live in this beautiful country? Well, I've got some steps for you to follow.
Step 1, lose the gun.
Step 2, buy a canoe. Step 3, live multiculturally. Step 4, you ready? There is no war. We got beavers, caribou, and moose. We got buffalo bears and Canadian goose. And we're sorry about Celine Dion, but she did do that good song for James Cameron. Cameron.
Pray to God the monarchy, the US has the money, but I know that you wanna be Canadian. The French will get the wine and cheese, koala chew with the Aussies, but I know that you wanna be Canadian. The Greeks all chill with Socrates, can't build a wall like the Chinese, but I know that you wanna be Canadian. In Kenya they have safaris, we miss lots of other countries, but I know that you wanna be Canadian. Yeah, I know that you wanna be Canadian, please. Even if in winter things tend to freeze, we got the world monopoly on trees, and our country's bordered by 3 different seas.
Yeah, I know that you wanna be Canadian, please. We invented the zipper, we got expertise. We made insulin to combat disease. Yeah, I know that you wanna be Canadian, please.
Pray to God the monarchy, that you wanna be Canadian, please.
And when fresh water's in high demand, we got the world's largest supply on hand. So you know that we can make a pretty good friend, but it's even better if you can.
You took up the monarchy, the US has the money, but I know that you wanna be Canadian. The French have got the wine and cheese, koalas chew with the Aussies, but I know that you wanna be Canadian.
So you're thinking to yourself, how do I live in this beautiful country? Well, I've got some steps for you to follow.
Step 1, lose the gun. Step 2, buy a canoe. Step 3, live multiculturally. Step 4, you ready? There is no war. We got beavers, caribou, and moose. We got buffalo bears, a Canadian goose. And we're sorry about Celine Dion, but she did do that good song for James Cameron. Cameron.
You took up the monarchy, the US has the money, but I know that you wanna be Canadian. The French have got the wine and cheese, koalas chew with the Aussies, but I know that you wanna be Canadian. The Greeks all chill with Socrates, can't build a wall like the Chinese, but I know that you wanna be Canadian. In Kenya they have safaris, we miss lots of other countries, but I know that you wanna be Canadian. Yeah, I know that you wanna be Canadian, please. Even if in winter things tend to freeze, we got the world monopoly on trees, and our country's bordered by 3 different seas.
Yeah, I know that you wanna be Canadian, please. We invented the zipper, we got expertise. We made insulin to combat disease. Yeah, I know that you wanna be Canadian, please.
We took up the monarchy, the US has the money, but I know that you wanna be Canadian. The French have got the wine and cheese, koalas chew with the Aussies, but I know that you wanna be Canadian.
Et si ce n'était pas assez, on a 2 langues officielles, l'anglais et le français. Ouh là là.
Yeah, I know that you wanna be Canadian, please. Where else do you find mounted police or go to the hospital and not pay fees? I know that you wanna be Canadian, please.
And when fresh water's in high demand, we got the world's largest supply on hand. So you know that we can make a pretty good friend, but it's even better if you can.
You took up the monarchy, the US has the money, but I know that you wanna be Canadian. The French have got the wine and cheese, koalas chew with the Aussies, but I know that you wanna be Canadian.
So you're thinking to yourself, how do I live in this beautiful country? Well, I've got some steps for you to follow.
Step 1, lose the gun. Step 2, buy a canoe. Step 3, live multiculturally. Step 4, you ready? There is no war. We got beavers, caribou, and moose. We got buffalo bears, a Canadian goose. And we're sorry about Celine Dion, but she did do that good song for James Cameron. Cameron.
We took up the monarchy, the US has the money, but I know that you wanna be Canadian. The French have got the wine and cheese, koalas chew with the Aussies, but I know that you wanna be Canadian. The Greeks all chill with Socrates, can't build a wall like the Chinese, but I know that you wanna be Canadian. In Kenya they have safaris, we miss lots of other countries, but I know that you wanna be Canadian. Yeah, I know that you wanna be Canadian, please. Even if in winter things tend to freeze, we got the world monopoly on trees, and our country's bordered by 3 different seas.
Yeah, I know that you wanna be Canadian, please. We invented the zipper, we got expertise. We made insulin to combat disease. Yeah, I know that you wanna be Canadian, please.
We took up the monarchy, the US has the money, but I know that you wanna be Canadian. The French have got the wine and cheese, koalas chew with the Aussies, but I know that you wanna be Canadian.
Et si ce n'était pas assez, on a 2 langues officielles, l'anglais et le français. Ouh là là.
Yeah, I know that you wanna be Canadian, please. Where else do you find mounted police or go to the hospital and not pay fees? I know that you wanna be Canadian, please.
And when fresh fresh waters and high demand. We got the world's largest supply on hand, so you know that we can make a pretty good friend. But it's even better if you can.
You took out the monarchy, the US has the money, but I know that you wanna be Canadian. The French have got the wine and cheese, koalas chew with the Aussies, but I know that you wanna be Canadian.
So you're thinking to yourself, how do I live in this beautiful country? Well, I've got some steps for you to follow.
Step 1, lose the gun. Step 2, buy a canoe. Step 3, live multiculturally. Step 4, you ready? There is no war. We got beavers, caribou, and moose. We got buffalo bears and Canadian goose. And we're sorry about Celine Dion, but she did do that.
Here in our capital city, families and small businesses have been enduring illegal obstruction of their neighborhoods, occupying streets, harassing people, breaking the law. This is not a peaceful protest.
We had a big hockey game. You know, everybody else had hockey games too. They were totally jealous. I told you that.
Well, it's totally the Canadian thing. It's Canadian way. Come on. You gotta have hockey. Shit.
You know-
I turn down the gain on my mic too.
I'm actually going to promote an idea that I had earlier too. I don't know if it's a doable thing, but I just kind of liked the idea as a form of charity for areas where I know people kind of want things that aren't necessary. So that way they don't have to lie about their budget so much. And it was kind of a rather clever idea. It's called, there's a low-income school that really wants to, upgrade on their gym or something. Or they want to add something. So
Usually
we'd like to,
computers.
yeah, so we'd like to raise some money for it. So we're going to be honest about it. If you're willing to, maybe just, say you're doing this at a grocery store, raise the amount of your bill to the next dollar, which a lot of people do that for different charities. You'd be amazed at how many people would say yes to that, because not everybody's against fun stuff. They just don't want to spend $50 on fun stuff. They want $50 to go to the hospital with the sick kids. But 50 cents for a Zamboni or something stupid for a school, they're more likely to be okay with that.
Yeah.
You'd be amazed at how much more effective it would.
Yeah.
I just picture kids chasing each other with a Zamboni, and that just made me laugh.
It just... I'm not going to say this necessarily like that. I'm going to say it like I did, just because I don't want to direct it at any group. But, when it came to the natives, I always kind of felt bad, because some of the stuff that they spend money on that they really shouldn't is stuff that, I wouldn't mind donating to it. I just would rather it be separate. Because I don't mind donating fun hockey rinks to a native community or something, because I support that. I think it'd be amazing if we had a team full of Native Americans.
Oh, yeah.
Hey,
I don't have a problem.
I'd kick everyone's ass.
anybody want to get pissed? Actually,
Sure.
anybody want to laugh profusely?
Okay.
All right, good. Just let me pull this the fuck up. I found a small clip that makes me laugh my ass off on Twitter. See if I can actually get an image of it. There we go. I have an image of it. Thanks, Mr. Scott, for tweeting this, because it's retarded. And go.
Canada and our allies will defend democracy. We are taking these actions today to stand against authoritarianism. The people of Ukraine, like all people, must be free to determine their own future. We will continue working with our international partners to safeguard Ukraine's territorial integrity and prevent further Russian aggression.
Okay. We will stand against authoritarianism. Okay.
Nice comeback there.
So, I'm just going to tell you something about this image that you're not going to know, BG, because unfortunately you can't see it, but Elwin can. So when you watch this video, watch Christy Freeland in the background, because she is 100% tweaking.
Oh yeah, she's either tweaking or she's ticking. One of the other.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
Like, I always find that kind of stuff interesting, because that's usually...
Yeah, I
one of
wouldn't.
those-
I wouldn't have got that. I just that made my brain melt and liquefy and drip out of my fucking ears because we stand against authoritarianism, and then in that moment, blue screen to death, dude, like Jesus. Ow! I hit my desk so hard my microphone fell over. Motherfucker.
Yeah, and you know what? I could just see Putin being like, yeah, but you don't see me doing the kind of shit that you're doing to my own people, you know? I mean, he does terrible shit too, but at the same time, though, he's not doing it under this veil of like, I'm a peaceful, diverse nation.
No, he's like, no, I'm doing what I'm doing because I'm doing it.
And then he would
Everyone
drop his penis in front of him, and then Justin would go and hide in his cabin again.
Yeah.
But you know what I also noticed about Justin is he's definitely gotten his Botox again, because his face definitely looks like it's been lifted.
Yeah, except when he bends his head down and then he's got his double chin, but it's a weird double chin. It kind of just looks like his just face kind of just like melts into his neck.
But you see what I mean, right? Like, I mean, last week when he was on, he looked like shit. And the week before that, he even looked worse like shit. But now he's like, looks like he's shaved off 5 years.
Sephora,
You know-
man. They do a good job.
You know, like, you don't just like, I know people drop weight really fast, and I don't doubt he's had a stressful time, but, That's okay, though. I'm just throwing shade at him for you know, possibly being addicted to Botox.
Well,
Absolutely, potentially, yeah.
he is quite vain. I mean, he's a total preener. We know this.
Yeah, because he put out a catalog, or not catalog, a calendar of himself. I mean, that's the height of narcissism.
Well,
Sorry, I'm trying to make sure that I greet people. I'm lazy.
yes, I am so sorry. Daryl, yo, box. Hey, bud. You know what? I still just want to understand if an obese box is just a box that's been sat on and the sides are kind of folding out a little. I'm just curious if that's a thing. Box, he's a good species of box. You know, I'm sure he'll let me know. Like,
Blue or box. So
yeah, fuck
I
box.
just
It's
think that
totally
TARDIS.
box. It's totally box.
Oh no, yeah, no, this one's new.
You know, I have another theory about this too. It's just because my brain likes to dwell on things, and I can't help wondering if part of the reason that he's called this shit off isn't just also because he's run out of his budget. Like, if they did actually bring in UN people, I can't help but think that that must have cost him a lot of money. Or a hell of a lot of favors. And if he's run out of that, he can't continue with that, so he has to tuck tail. Because he knows.
He's worn out his welcome mat.
Mm-hmm. Because they're
He's
probably not going to give him as many favors anymore. Like, that's not to say they won't still do it. Like, the WEF might do it, but the more he's in their club, the more notice they're getting.
I'm trying to see if I can, because this will be the first time that I see it. His press conference after revoking it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, I actually played that one because I haven't seen that.
Yeah, I'm trying to see if this is it. It's only a minute, so would he have taken less than a minute to speak? Because he does like to yammer.
Yeah.
Um,
Well, I don't know. I find when politicians have to do a retraction, they're very, very fast about it. And they want to just get in there, retract, get out.
Yeah, that might be true. You know what? I will find out. There we go. I'll share the screen so you guys can actually hear this shit. And I will go back down here. And then I will bring it up. And let me know if you can see his stupid face.
Not yet.
Okay, you get... Why can't anybody see his stupid face? There. Okay. Have you clicked on...
Oh, wait. It
watch?
says something. Watch it, Newsmax. Okay, there he is. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Look at his face. It's just like...
So don't forget to click on the screen, ladies and gentlemen. Let's see this buffoonery.
We were very clear that the use of the Emergencies Act would be limited in time. When we invoked it, it would be in place for up to 30 days, but we said that we would lift it as soon as possible.
Determined time, but that you would try
We've
to
held
not take it for as
updates
long as
and
you
briefs
had
with
to.
ministers and officials
Not quite
every
the same
day,
thing.
often multiple times a day. And today, after careful consideration, we're ready to confirm that the situation is no longer an emergency. Therefore, the federal government will be ending the use of the Emergencies Act. We are confident that existing laws and bylaws are now sufficient to keep people safe. Of course, we'll continue to be there to support provincial and local authorities if and when needed.
Wow.
We're still
We were
watching
very
you.
clear.
Nice open thread. But, you know, if you guys fuck up, we'll totally...
Yeah, we're still watching you.
We're
That's
watching you. Dun dun.
It's like a parent, trying to discipline a child. Like, okay, all right, you can come out of timeout, but I'm just in the other room.
So he essentially...
Mr. Trudeau, what you've actually done is you've basically confirmed to everybody in Western Canada that what we are going to be doing is we're going to be transferring our money from their banks to crypto. That is what's going to happen. And you are going to crush. You are going to crush the banks of Canada. Good job.
Yep. Now what I want to know is, does Christy Freeland continue to have the powers to fuck with banks if she decides to? That's what I want.
Oh, she does, because that's what she wanted. She wanted to keep those.
Yeah.
Remember, she said she wanted to keep those.
Yep, essentially.
So I will be hammering on our Conservative Party to ask on whether or not she still has those. Because if they've dropped those, I want to know that she has dropped those.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it ain't enough.
Yes. And here's the thing. He got what he wanted. Because he wasn't even confident that he was going to get approval to use it. So he suspended the vote so he could use it without anybody stopping him. And then went, oh, we're done now. See, I'm not a dictator. See, I'm totally not a dictator. And I'm going to remain in power because, see, magically I was the first government to remove power once I got it. See, I'm not a fucking dictator.
I'm wondering if there was if there was something even like more juvenile behind this whole thing, in that he's like, I want to see how much support I have without, like passing notes and, like guessing. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do something really big and really bad. I'm going to see how many people support me and how many people don't. And then I can watch all the people who don't.
Yeah,
those
who do and those who don't, Elwin, was between 30 people.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
yeah.
He was shocked that we were 30 people shy of stomping on him.
Yeah, it was, yeah. And I think he was testing the waters. Same with the election. Like, people are like, why did he call an election during a political season, and I'm like, well, you know what? If you're really insecure, that's how you check. You do something like that, and then you see who backs you up.
Yeah, I think he's going to be backing out on his own.
Yeah.
Because he's not going to be able to stay in Canada with this reputation. I don't see him staying in Canada after his run. Like, he'd have to stick to liberal areas only.
Yeah.
Because I don't think he'd be comfortable anywhere else. That's not to say that we would threaten or do anything bad, because we're still Canadians at the end of the day. But he's not going to get a warm welcome. Like, he's going to be seen as number one enemy of the people and a traitor to the people. Because of what he did to our Constitution and our Charter of Rights.
Essentially, yeah.
So, I see him probably finding some way to move back to France, or spending most of his time in France. Yeah, like he usually does. Well, he's got a villa in France, so
Yeah.
Oh,
that or his Cuban friends, who knows?
we've got another Q&A period with Trudeau, and he's asked a very interesting question. So you know what? Maybe I'll play this. I don't know what's in this clip, but essentially it says, when questioned about what evidence there is for the claim that foreign extremist financing is behind the Freedom Convoy, Prime Minister Justin Trudeau does not answer. What I find interesting, and something we have not covered about the Freedom Convoy. Hey, Red Feather! What we did not previously know, and what I kind of just found out, was the Freedom Convoy is a registered charity, which means they had to register and get approval with the federal government before getting that stamp of charity.
Why am I
It's a
not
registered
surprised?
federal charity.
Well, the Church of Scientology is still getting away worldwide with evading taxes as posing as a church. So, I mean, I don't think the people who do these things actually look too closely at what they're rubber stamping.
What it means is any donors can sue the government because it was a federal government approved Freedom Convoy 2022 charity, which means they were donating to something that was approved by the government.
Yeah, which means you can't go after them.
Correct.
Because it was approved, yeah. So, I mean, I just think back, I think, I could be mistaken, but I think that after the whole fiasco with the G20 in Toronto, lawsuits were continuing a decade later. It's I think there's still outstanding lawsuits. It's one of those things that's just our judicial system moves so slowly, so ridiculously slowly, that I think most people if you're holding your breath for an apology, or you're going to be holding it forever.
Oh, yeah. I'll play this and I'll let you guys know something a little more interesting your brains can chew on.
Speaker, the Prime Minister, the Minister of Public Safety, and the Minister for Emergency Preparedness have repeatedly stated that there is evidence of foreign extremist financing behind this convoy. Last week at Public Safety Committee, Deputy Director of Intelligence for FinTrack, Barry McKillop, stated that there is no evidence that this funding in Ottawa is tied to ideologically motivated extremism. Under further questioning, he stated that there has been no spike in suspicious transactions. Under what basis is this government freezing the bank accounts of Canadians in violation of Section 8 of the Charter against unreasonable search and seizure?
The Right Honourable Prime Minister.
Speaker, I think it is going to be extremely important that in
Yeah, I
this
saw
House
this
over
one.
the coming days there will be
I didn't, so this is interesting
important
to
and
me.
robust debate on many such issues. But I can highlight once again, Mr. Speaker, that the Charter of Rights and Freedoms continues to apply. The Emergencies Act is subject to the Charter of Rights and Freedoms, and the measures that we've brought forward are proportional, measured and responsible, and designed to get Canadians their lives back, their communities back, and restore their freedoms.
Questions and
That wasn't an answer. I'm sorry that it's so quiet, by the way. I can't control that. But basically, they said, like, on what basis? And he doesn't have an answer. He just goes, I'm going to regurgitate the same shit I've always said, which is, the Emergencies Act, it doesn't violate your Charter of Rights, even though it totally fucking does. And, yeah, that's wow. So what I find interesting, however, is that the judicial system hasn't come in and went, whoa, wait. Let's say that this Freedom Convoy is illegal, okay? It became illegal the minute they implemented the Emergencies Act, okay? Or it became illegal the minute they said this is an illegal occupation, okay? Let's say that happened. Freezing bank accounts of donors that donated 2.5 weeks ago when the convoy just started, that means you're retroactively applying the law. You can't do that. It's like if tomorrow they said pot was illegal, and then everybody that's been smoking pot for the past whatever gets arrested. That's retroactively applied. You can't do that.
No, you can't. It's like when the pandemic hit, and they made the LCBO and convenience stores necessary services because they can't have people who are taking stuff just suddenly go off of it. They'd swarm the hospitals. It would be absolute pandemonium.
That's correct. And not only that, for the past 2 years, Parliament has not been there. Now, the House of Commons and Parliament in session is allows Canadians to speak to them and them to mitigate so that there's dialogue between the public and Parliament. Now, they shut down Parliament for 2 years. So what they essentially said was Parliament being in session is not essential, despite the fact that that's the only time you can get feedback from the people you serve. But that wasn't essential to run the country. So what are you saying? The government isn't actually needed? I'm assuming that's not what they wanted to say.
And funny that Trudeau's wearing a blue suit. That I just thought of that, just little things, because think about it. If you want to, kind of appease the Conservatives, you can wear their colors.
Yep.
I mean, somebody thought through his wardrobe very carefully.
Yeah. And of course, the city of Ottawa is going to make a shit ton of money just stealing people's livelihoods and selling it.
Yeah, I guess that's the other reason why he dropped. They really dropped a lot in the polls. Like all enemies of the state have dropped in the polls. Like Liberals and NDP and Green, just totally tanked their parties.
Yep.
Yay! So did the Bloc, actually. A lot of the Bloc did too. And I think that was probably the Bloc that was kind of not really clear on whether or not they were okay with dropping the mandates.
Yeah.
So that's kind of their own fault. But I still stand with Quebec because they stood with us. As far as I'm concerned, Quebec, this is one of those times where I feel like we saw eye to eye. Maybe not all the way, but it was enough. It was enough, and I appreciate you guys.
Yeah.
I think BG even said that too. It was amazing. I should have recorded it.
Thank God you didn't.
We could have used that, like if I actually did that, had one of those things where, yeah, you know what I mean, the little buttons, soundtrack buttons.
Notepad, yeah.
I should get one.
Fuck you, Canadian whatever fucking news thing you are. So they have a beautiful, glorious picture of Trudeau while he's wearing the poppy, and I am offended. I'm offended that he would even look at a poppy, that he would wear one, because all the vets you stomped your boot on the back of necks, the vets you beat up and left stranded outside of the city, and you dare wear a poppy.
Yeah, they pissed.
You dare. A lot of them lost their medals in snowbanks, and cleanup crews either kept them or tossed them. You piece of fucking human garbage. And pleading the fifth dimension, I just have to say, thank you for the truckers' liberation. Matter of fact, thank you for being a trucker.
There we go. Round of applause.
And I have to say, truckers are cool.
Mm-hmm.
They're just really fucking cool.
And they always eat if you want to know where to eat, you just follow a trucker, because they always eat at the best places.
Oh,
I learned that.
Like the truck stop. Where's my phone? You know what? I want to get that trucker video that I sent to everybody this morning. I want to play it. I'm going to get copyright struck like a motherfucker. But I really, 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 really want to play it.
What kind of pizza, Cryptic?
I think you know it's the not hard R kind of pizza.
Ooh. All right. I'm going to show this. I'm going to share this.
You're going to share?
Right. Yeah, I'm going to share it with you, because you're the person with all the shit. I mean, so these are the Canadian poll. Oh crap, it didn't even link it.
If you're gonna share something and you want me to show it, send it to my my computer Discord, please and thank you.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing. Dang it.
I'm impatient. God damn it.
Here it is. Ah.
Before I'm gonna just give me a minute to click on it. I just gotta send something to myself because I have 2 accounts because I'm a piece of shit.
Oh, well, let me share it. Oh, there we go. Okay, it's being weird. There.
Okay, there you go. You sent that, and I will send something as well to myself when I find myself. Elowen, fill the empty space for me.
Maple syrup pizza. Let's see. No one would actually eat that. Well, maybe some people would, but that would be insanely sweet. There are Polish people. Yeah, there's everyone in Canada. Random American, yeah.
Alright, there we go. I will get Jen's thing first, because she wants to share something vitally important. You're going to see my Discord screen in a second.
Yep.
I don't care if I get doxxed.
If you know what, I'm gonna link this site in the chat too, just so that you guys know. I mean, you guys are American, not all of you, but some of you are American. So like, this is just the Canadian polls. But if it actually would let me share, dang it, yeah.
PPC's moving up. I wish NDP would drop further. And why is Liberal so high? Like, fuck.
I don't always trust this site because they do that. They did that a lot during the elections, but it's still enough to make them nervous because they know that. They know that they're.
What really makes me nervous?
Mm-hmm.
The Communist Party of Canada has moved up.
Well, a lot of them left NDP.
Yeah, but because that doesn't make me happy because that's even worse. The Communist Party of Canada? Like, fuck, no! Fuck!
I remember when they were recruiting when I was doing Frosh Week at U of T. And they did a whole like booth of like places you can join, and one of them was the Communist Party of Canada. They decided that would be an excellent place to recruit people. Like, look at them while they're in university, and they can't think for themselves yet.
That just pisses me off. Hey, Big Joe. Hey, random American. Hi. All right. And this, I'm going to get copyright struck, but you know what, guys? You can have a little bit of happy, and I'm sure you will enjoy it. So, here we make sure you guys can actually see it, because I am not very tech savvy, apparently. Oh, come on. Come on. Go. Go. You can do it.
Putting on a show for you, folks.
This Nicole.
I just love the irony of these
Come on, guys,
song
you
could
gotta
express
smash the
all
like
of our
button and the
feelings
share
right
button
now.
for that.
It would be this. Truckers, you're so fucking cool. Okay, I'm okay again. I just had to have a cool moment. It was a cool moment. Like, oh my god, that was just so freaking cool.
Like I said, when Canadians drop their pants in winter, it's basically a penis contest. Like, hey, America, look at us. We got a big penis. Check it out.
Right? Like, I love the honking. I really do. I love everything about the honking. Oh, yeah, and apparently honk honk means Hail Hitler, which I then had to point out that that's not the chant, but nice try.
Yeah.
I'm just, every time they open their mouth and they say something like that, I'm rather grateful because it lets the Jewish community know who takes them seriously and who doesn't. Because when you just they accuse that of us all the time, but here's the thing. The last 5 years, but mostly the last 2 years, has been me watching my country and at least some of my countrymen slowly become actually fascist. Because I'm sorry, back in the day growing up, we used to be able to discuss politics without calling each other things like misogynist or Nazi, white supremacist, blah, 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 blah. I'm sorry, conservative does not mean any of those things. It's really just a system of politics. It's really just how I prefer my money spent.
Yeah, pretty much.
That's all it is. And the minute they started doing that, I was like, you've lost the plot. And yeah, I found myself doing it too, but here's the thing. I was doing that because people were literally telling me what to do with my body, where I could go, when I could assemble, when I could visit my family members. And they were doing it under this misguided veil of morality. Like if I didn't go with the plan, I was an immoral person, as if I was an evil person or an alien or a monster.
Oh, it actually goes down even worse than that if you think about
does.
Jen. Because the worst thing about that is every dictator, like Hitler didn't go from elected to kill the Jews. That didn't happen overnight. But what they did is they would say the Jews were dirty. They were dirty. They were sick. They were diseased. And we're doing this either A, for the greater good, or B, to keep you safe. to keep you safe. We're going to protect you. We need to do these measures to keep you safe. Now, parallel that with fucking Trudeau. Parallel that with COVID all over the globe. Parallel that with the WEF COVID measures. Parallel that with everyone. Oh, we're just keeping you safe. And then watch as the vaccinated that have been vaccinated more times than we've seen fucking helter-skelter wars down in the black communities, okay? Who've been vaccinated with every vaccination that they have no more blood anymore. It's just pure vaccine, like me and caffeine, okay? And they're going after people that are unvaccinated. They're dirty, they're unclean, they're making it other people sick. The population is picking up that like the Germans did. And so when I say we're going down a very dark hole of Nazism and we're walking down that same goddamn road, we are. And when I've said, you know what, I think the true motivation is A, Canada's easy to infiltrate. B, sorry there, bud. But if you want to take over a population, sorry there, bud, might be the easiest solution. But above all else, we share the largest, unarmed border in the world with America. And Biden, weak-ass Biden, is in office right now.
He also really didn't take into account that Canada is only a population of, 37, 38 million people? This idea that we're not going to take sides with our families to a certain degree, or our friends or our neighbors across Canada, is a little bit ridiculous. Like, do we know everybody in Canada? That commercial, god damn it, no, of course not. But I have family in almost every province.
Don't go down the dark hole.
It was a funny commercial. I liked it. It made me feel passionate and patriotic. Like I said, it was one of those moments where we were dropping our pants in front of the U.S. We're like, look, we've got a big giant penis. Take a look. Back and forth.
Like, and the world is looking at Biden right now, seeing just how fucking weak he is. And then understanding that now it's go time. Like, Russia, after they put sanctions on the Nord Stream pipeline, and while Trump was in office, went, we'll be good, no pinch. And then Biden's in office, and like 24 hours later, they start back up that pipeline, and then they start piling up troops in front of Ukraine. And the world, the West, Canada, we did nothing. Because Biden went, if you just take a couple of little chunks, if it's only a minor invasion. And I'm like, listen here, motherfucker, there's no such thing as a minor invasion. There's no such thing. An invasion is an invasion is an invasion. And now that he has, as long as he backs off now, the West will let him get away with it. And that means it emboldens China to go after Taiwan, who makes all of our little microchips and all of our tech and shit, so we're screwed unless we open up those jobs here.
Which would be nice. I wouldn't say no. I mean, I don't want to throw Taiwan under the bus, but I'd still support doing that anyway, because we should.
Yeah, we should. Because, and so America has been a very strong pillar of freedom. When countries are going down, they wave the American flag for a reason. Okay? America was that big, strong, fuck off. And the rest of the world fell in fucking line. And when America showed weakness, it was filled with something else. And so now that we have weak-ass Biden and tranny army, everybody's like, all right, we're going to take what we can get while we can before he's neutered. Let's go. And I'm not surprised the world right now is sinking into fucking chaos. Because the pillar is out. The stronghold is out. The foundation is out. A structural integrity of the world and the world peace we've had is fraying, and it's America.
Yep. It is true.
I always have so many theories. Like, I think there's more than one reason for why he backtracked. Another reason he could have backtracked, or at least one of the reasons on his list of reasons to backtrack. Our military right now is super duper pissed at him. He needs to be able to send some of our military to Ukraine to show support and assistance. If they all went on strike, or at least enough of them to make it a problem, I guess that would be a problem. I wonder, I always wonder. Because some of them were really, like, a lot of them, like, quit. I know for a fact a bunch of them did. So,
Yep, and we get to send our sons and daughters over there to die because Biden's a piece of shit.
yeah, pretty much.
Like, all he had to do was keep sanctions on that Nord Stream pipeline. Because the only thing keeping Russia out of Ukraine was the fact that they needed to use the pipeline going through Ukraine.
Mm-hmm.
Now that they don't, all bets are off.
Yeah. Yeah.
And Ukraine isn't even a democracy. Like, it's a dictatorship all of itself. However, if you don't have to respect the integrity of borders for them, why should anybody else?
Yeah.
And it trickles down and it trickles down. And unfortunately, people that want to do bad things don't give a shit about borders. It's kind of like the road. The only thing stopping you from an accident is lines of paint. Like, how much do you trust the line of paint there, buddy? How much do you trust the lines on the fucking map? Because I can tell you, the Taliban don't fucking care about that. They don't give a shit. Just lines. It's just ink. To them, that's all it is. And, I mean, it would be so easy to go through Canada into America because, ladies and gentlemen, another piece of Canadian problem. Another piece of Canadian problem is we've had China doing military stuff, practicing their militia and shit in Canada. We've given China the ability to practice military strategies and train on Canadian soil.
Yeah.
And nobody
Because-
talks about that.
Yeah, no, Canadian soil is the most diverse, so it's kind of ideal for training in terms of military.
Yeah.
Because we've got, all sorts of different terrain, so it's kind of perfect, actually.
But why
Yeah,
would
it's always
you do
fun
that?
to have a conversation with an American boy who's been sent up here for military training for the winter because they're always like, fuck that noise!
Yeah.
That shit. Oh my god, I gotta tell you about an American guy. I don't know what rank he was, but he was an asshole. So I used to work at the Department of Defense. Not as anybody important, actually. I was just a fucking person that vacuumed the carpet and emptied trash cans for the Department of Defense of Canada. I was a fucking cleaner. And I would go outside and have a freaking smoke break, and the army boys would be out there smoking their cigarettes, because what man in the army doesn't fucking smoke a cigarette? And God, they can smoke them fast, but that's beside the point. Anyways, an American, and hi Hawk, Silk, an American came up, and he was talking all about how, Canada's not really a real country anyway, and our army, we have an army. Like, he was doing all the American untough shit jokes. And the sergeant was like, and now you jog. Because your boots aren't shining. Your boots aren't clean. You gotta jog now. And that was my morning smoke break. By lunch, he was still jogging. I think he threw up a couple of times in the parking lot. Just don't make fun of the Canadian military to their faces, please, dear God, Americans, because we'll fuck you up.
Yeah. Peter Wawa is no joke. When people go up there, it's no joke.
Yeah, Petawawa, man.
Yeah.
My stripper cousin's married to a sniper from there.
Yeah, and I'm not surprised you said, stripper cousin, because there's nothing else to do up there. It is military only. You are literally in the middle of freaking nowhere.
Yeah. It's but yeah, that's my rant on everything. I hope you guys have had some words of wisdom, but I'm gonna let us go because Jen in.
Yeah, I got Hammer. He's probably, he messaged me and I was like, hey, you can always come watch us for a little bit before I hop off and join us. But he might have even popped by to say hi and just didn't say hi. But
if ever Hammer wants to come on and give his 2 cents, welcome. But
sure.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for coming by and hanging out. If you got anything that you want us to talk about, join my Discord, which I actually don't know why my Streamlabs bot isn't in there. Join my Discord, which probably isn't even in my description right now.
Will be. It will be. It's in process.
Okay. You got anything? Just leave it in the comments, and I'll fix my Streamlabs bot. It's being a bitch. Thanks for joining and listening and all of that cool stuff. And we'll catch y'all later. Have more of our intro because it's just awesome.
Yeah, all right. Later, guys.
Here in our capital city, families and small businesses have been enduring illegal obstruction of their neighborhoods, occupying streets, harassing people, breaking the law. This is not a peaceful protest.